Hello, Karen Locke Culp of the We Turned Out Okay podcast and website here, because I've got a community member in our Ninja Parenting community who is right now having a serious issue. Her son, who is 2.5 years old, is jumping on the couch, and I'm just going to read what she has to say actually, because she can say it better than me. So this is our Ninja Parenting community member's problem. She says, "Hi, Karen. My 2.5-year-old loves to jump on the couch. Redirection only works to a point and he goes right back to it. It's usually when I'm trying to get something done, like get ready in the morning or make dinner. I think it's 70% wanting my attention and 30% genuine interest in jumping. Any thoughts? We are no longer doing timeouts per your recommendation, and I'm at a loss. Thanks in advance." So thank you so much for this question to my community member, because it is one that a lot of people see, like not just the couch, right? But the sort of doing things that are 30% because they want to and 70% because they want your attention. And so the first thing that I recommend, you have already pointed out in here, which is redirection. So in other words, if your child is doing something that you don't like, what I recommend is that you say, "Oh, can you come and do this thing over here with me?" Especially because your child is 2.5, so he's very young. Like, he's just not old enough yet to be really reasoned with. And the other thing that I noticed that you mentioned is that you're not doing timeouts anymore. And you and I have talked about this a lot, and I'm so proud of you for giving them up. I don't find that they work. I have a master's degree in early childhood education, and teaching timeouts or doing timeouts was never something in all of my years of schooling and in all of my years of teaching that we were encouraged to do. Because if you think about it, like, if you've got 10 kids and they're each, somebody's mean to somebody else and somebody hits somebody else, or somebody's jumping on a part of the classroom equipment that you can't do that with, if we put everybody in timeout, it would be chaos. So I learned other ways to do it, and that's really what I'm going to share today. So I did want to make that really clear, though, that I think you're doing exactly the right thing by not doing a timeout. And really, here's why. Because when you give a timeout, you are continually bringing attention back to this problem, right? You are you're saying, okay, we still have to pay attention to this. Like, there are consequences for this bad behavior. And you and I, again, we've talked about this quite a bit, that unfortunately, timeouts, while they feel like you're doing something effective, oftentimes you're not. They're ineffective because you're not. The learning is going on inside where you cannot see it. And if we continually draw attention to the bad thing that our child has just done, then they're feeling like they're always getting in trouble. And especially if they're only 2.5 years old, you could be doing this a lot. You could be trying to put your kid in a timeout for every minute of the day, and they just don't work. So fundamentally, this is what I think of as a transition issue. In other words, you say that he's doing it when you're trying to get something done, like get ready in the morning. I assume it's in the morning. Yeah, get ready in the morning, or making dinner. Sometime when your attention is not on him. This is a transition time. It's a time when kids can really easily get bored. And when they're bored, now they're going to try and poke around with, they'll remember that it's really fun to jump on the couch. And then they'll also remember, oh, Mama loves when I jump on the couch, and I can tell that she loves it because she comes in every time and she is always talking to me about it. So again, continually paying attention to it. He may not say to himself, oh, Mama loves when I jump on the couch, but he will know that every time he jumps on the couch, he's getting your attention. And so he may not even realize that that is a thing that you hate. But then again, he might. And sometimes if kids are bored, they'll take any attention rather than no attention. And so his interest in jumping is interspersed with his greater interest in getting your attention. So what can you do about this? I think first of all, we got to recognize that this isn't something that's just there's gonna be a switch you can flick and it's just done, right? Now you never ever have to worry about transition issues again. They do come up again and again, and it's really about trying to find appropriate redirections and or appropriate other things to get them onto. And I've come up with a couple of ways for you to do that. So the first way that I came up with is, can you establish a routine in which when mama's getting ready in the morning, for example, it is a time when he gets to sit on your bed and tell you about the books he's looking at, or look at books, basically read books to himself while you're getting ready. Is it a time when he can, is dinner time a time when he can actually be helping you making dinner, even if it's like the worst help in the world, even if it is not help at all, if it's we're both in the kitchen and he is pulling out the Tupperware and stacking it, or he's chopping celery, and whatever bits of celery he chops, they'll be part of dinner tonight because that's his contribution to dinner. So in other words, it doesn't have to be like, it's a distraction. It's not a I'm going to count on my son helping me make dinner tonight. It's a complete and total distraction. But he doesn't need to know that. He can be thinking like, I'm really helping here. I'm helping make dinner. Very, very important for kids to feel that way. So establishing a routine is the first way. So we always do it this way. When I'm getting ready, you are blank. You are eating your breakfast. You are reading books. You are with me, or not. You're in the bathtub. Whatever works for you to establish a routine. And then the second thing is, and it ties into the first, is, can you give him a job? So in other words, while you're getting ready, can he be getting ready? Can he get his clothes and bring them into your bedroom and put them on while you are also doing that? Like, thinking about how to help him be independent, and also how to help him understand that, like, this is work time, and it doesn't have to be sad. It doesn't have to be like, oh God, we're working again. It's just like, this is part of our daily routine. This is what we do. And establishing a routine, giving him a job within that routine. Those are like the top two. And then if you can, I've got two other things which are maybe something to consider, but something that necessarily, like the first two, I think they're really important to incorporate into your days. They're going to cut down on the transitional issues, and they're going to help your child grow into somebody who's, becoming more and more independent, which is really what we want, right? And also, it'll help your child feel needed and feel empowered. And I think those are really, really important things that maybe we don't think about all the time, but they're part of this. You want him to feel like he's needed and he can contribute. You know what I mean? And so those are the first two things. And the second two things, I've sort of split this into like must-haves, which I've already talked about, and nice-to-haves. Can you make a chart of some sort of chart so that he knows what's coming up? It can be as simple as like a sheet that you have photocopied that says, with a picture of like, wake up, toothbrushing, you get a little picture of a toothbrush, because at 2.5 years old, he's pre-literate, right? And then, get dressed. So you've got a picture of clothes. Breakfast, you've got a picture of breakfast foods, or the high chair or something like that, so that he can see what's coming. And a lot of times kids love to take like a magic marker and make a check mark on top of those things. Or if you can make a Velcro chart, they can take it and turn it over so it's done. You don't have to see that anymore. And if you so creating a chart is one nice to have. And then the other nice to have is, can you can you allow, not necessarily jumping on the couch, which is a rule, right? You can't jump on the couch, but is there some way to get exercise into his early morning? And I don't know what that could be. I mean, and of course it can be whatever to your expectations. So, I'm going to get ready for the day and then we're going to go outside. So in other words, encouraging him to help you get ready for the day in whatever way that means. You can't get dressed, can't go outside until you're dressed, so make sure you get dressed. Something like that. Just something that that gets some of the sillies out. You know what I mean? Because 2.5-year-old kids, they just can't be expected to sit very long if we are busy, I guess. So I really, really hope that helps. I'm just realizing I've got a podcast episode from early on. And what I'm going to do is I am going to get into this really good video production here. I'm going to go into my Chrome browser and I'm going to go to my website and I'm going to search for it so that I can give you an episode number. But basically, this was an episode from early on in the podcast. We're now at 234 episodes this week. So We Turned Out Okay has been around for a long time. And early on, I did an episode with a mom whose daughter, it was just the two of them. And the daughter needed some kind of good routine in the morning, and the daughter's name was Gracie. And the mom, I encouraged the mom to come up with a morning routine, to execute that morning routine, to make a chart. And what she did was she sent in a wonderful picture of the chart that she made. I mean, it's lovely, and it's not fancy, but it's really, really lovely. And that is episode 82. And again, as I said, I'll add them to the notes here so that you can see them. So it's going to be located at weturnedoutokay.com/082. And that's how you can see that one. And I really, really hope that helps anyway. And I just want to say thank you so much for watching. If you are watching and you are not yet a member of the Ninja Parenting community, like this member whose question I'm answering, I recommend becoming a member, or at least looking into it. You can go to weturnedoutokay.com/join-NPC, because this is something that I do all the time, is answer people's questions like this. And today I decided to make this one be in a YouTube live format, but I'm always answering questions we have these community forums that I answer questions in. We do live twice monthly members only calls, where people can ask questions and I will respond to them live. And that's really fun because people can be there live. There's a chat, so I can, it's kind of like a little party. And yeah, that's I think that's all I have to say for today. I also just want to say thank you so much to this member for asking this question. And I really, really appreciate it. I appreciate being given the opportunity to help you. I really hope it does help. Get into the forums and share about how it's helping, because that always is really exciting too, when you can share a success. We love to read about those and hear about those in the Ninja Parenting community. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you so much, and thanks for watching. Bye.